I'm Tony. Good morning, and welcome to another episode of Teaching a Lion to Sing. Let me start with an apology. I've been a little preoccupied this month. I'll explain in greater detail in just a moment. The date was June the 11th, 2018. On that day, I cried as a grown man for the very first time. On that day, my heart was broken as I witnessed my son cry as a grown man for the very first time. On that day, my mom passed away, and a part of me was gone forever. June the 11th, 2018. The phone rang. It was my son. All he said was, "She's gone, Dad." His voice barely above a whisper, but I heard it loud and clear. I grabbed my keys and I made the short trip to be by her side before they took her away. I entered the house. I passed my son. His eyes were bloodshot and red. He said, "Dad." I tried to hold on. I placed one hand on his shoulder. As I walked past him to my mother's bedroom, I stared in the doorway. I stopped beside her. I held her hand. And I said goodbye. I left her room before anyone else could come in. I made my way to a room that was just adjacent to hers. I turned all the lights off. I positioned myself where I could see people enter her room, but they could not see me. I sat alone, and the tears started to flow. I didn't want to be seen, nor did I want to see anyone. That time was reserved for Mom. No pen to write with or paper to write on. Memories began to etch words into my soul. I'd like to take a moment and read a poem that was born on that day as I sat alone and remembered my mom. The poem is titled Freedom. I hope you like it. Freedom. As a child, you gave me no freedom. You guarded my every move. I couldn't and I didn't understand. I thought you were the meanest person on earth, yet I always wanted to be near you. Your words could make me tremble, but I never wanted you to leave me alone. As I grew older, you allowed me the freedom to walk a mile. You said, "Just don't run, son." You gave me the freedom to laugh, the freedom to learn, the freedom to cry. As long as your heart stays grounded, my son, you would always say. Then things started to change. I could see it in your eyes. I heard your words, yet your eyes told a different story. A story this grown man couldn't understand. You said you were okay, and I believed you. You were my mom. You would never lie to me, Mama. Now the truth has come out. Well, as much as you cared to share with me. And I feel like a child again. My heart was ripped from my chest. A grown man broken. It's gonna be okay, Mama. As I write these words, I cry, remembering how stubborn you were. Those last few days of watching your body do what your spirit wouldn't do, and that's give up. I knew you were suffering, Mama. I knew you were scared. I knew. You would have never seen me cry like I'm crying right now, Mama. Grown men are not supposed to cry. But now, as a grown man, I realize the freedom I foolishly wanted from you as a child, you could not give me. It's always been your nature to hold on, to be the strong one. Now, it was your last day, your final resting place. And that's when I realized that freedom really was. Sitting in the back room as you lay in rest, I was alone and in my thoughts. Freedom was finally given. God had intervened and he had freed us both. You from your physical pain and me from the emotional. Some people cried that day. Most were silent. I smiled, Mama. I smiled. I am free. I love you, Mama.